hold the mic and walk it around to people? Great. All right. Summer, thank you. Current events time, guys. And then we'll do the video. All right, guys, what do you want to talk about? Obviously, there's the obvious, but we have our two, they'll be running around with you. So what do you want to talk about? Current events. Mr. Chris. Okay. And everyone else, if you're just coming in, please pick up your paper. This is the last day I'm going to put it outside my door after that.
So there was a shooting at UCSB on Friday, and I don't know if anybody knows about any information about the guy, but he posted a few videos and articles that were quite sexist and really disturbing. So that was interesting. I know a lot of people that are outspoken feminists that were really upset about it, to be honest.
So did you guys hear about the shooting? Right? It was devastating, right? And if you read his quote manifesto or just crazy rant, right? He said he hated women. He hated all women. And he said, why doesn't he have all these girlfriends? Or something like that, right? Like, why don't I have all these girlfriends, right?
Pissed off because he was a 22-year-old virgin. He was pissed off because he was a 22-year-old virgin who'd never been kissed, so he killed people because of it. Because he felt that women owed him everything.
What did you guys think of that? I mean, the anger he had towards women was crazy. Just, what did you guys think? I think our sister, UC Santa Barbara, is in mourning. Back there. Pick up your papers, guys. It's not working. Should be on. Miss Summer, you can go up there.
Yeah.
Okay. And guys, if you have a paper, please pick up your paper.
That the guy was, yes, and that kind of, because he was picky himself. Like, if a girl did like him, reject. She wasn't up to his standards. So it wasn't necessarily be girl rejecting that he.
I think we got 1 out of 3 words. But you said something like it wasn't just him rejecting people, but people he was rejecting people as well. Okay. Okay. Excellent point. Excellent point. Thank you.
I think the microphones work closer to the front.
Oh, do they? Okay. Anyone over here that has current event? Okay. All right. So he had a particular hatred towards men of color, right? Did you guys see that? He said that it infuriated him that men of color would have girlfriends, right? What do you guys think about that? Like, it was a massive hatred towards women, but then men of color that had girlfriends.
He said he was pissed off that like black guys were getting girlfriends and stuff because he didn't understand, since he was from a British lineage, why people who had who came from slaves, why they got girlfriends.
Excellent, thank you. Oh, right there, over there. Yes. And guys, he said he hated Asian men who had girlfriends and Mexican men who had girlfriends, right? Just like an 8-year-old. It was like very unusual. And guys, are you calling it? Do you think of it as a hate crime? Because he actually did kill 3 Asian Americans, right, and a Mexican American. Is that a hate crime?
Yeah, I think it's really sad, first of all, and then people, like, obviously he has issues, he needs help. It could have been prevented, and I feel like maybe instead of dealing with these issues that he has in a constructive way, like for himself, for like others, that he could have not killed those people and like helped himself, he maybe was prideful or arrogant, you know, and let that like get in the way of his like, I don't know. That definitely is he instead of getting help, he just chose to deal with it in a really sad, negative way, and that's really sad. Yeah.
I think, sorry. I think being misogynistic and racist played a part in it, but I think he was just ultimately crazy because the first people he killed were his roommates, and one of his roommates, I seen an article about the news. The news was there when one of his roommates' parents got the news of his death, and one of his roommates didn't have a girlfriend, was an Asian man, but was just simple, kept to himself, and very quiet, and had plans of moving out of that apartment because he didn't like living with him because he was loud and caused problems for both of his roommates. So yeah, I just thought it was crazy.
Great point.
I'd like to add something too. Not only that, but then I guess there were reports about, I guess, how he posted something like before this happened, and then the cops actually went to check it out and see if he was okay, and he was like, oh yeah, everything's fine, whatever, but they never searched his room where he was like hiding the ammunition. If they actually would have went into the room and searched it, they could have probably found the ammunition and took him before any of it actually happened.
Great point. You can't go into someone's room without a warrant. That's the only issue.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, either way, like if he's having some kind of like psychological issues or something, obviously.
There you go.
Obviously, he had some kind of psychological problems. Even if they didn't search his room, they could have maybe got him to go like see a counselor, or if there's disturbances with his roommates. Because I know that sometimes, like even here on campus, they're like saying that it's not enough to switch out of an apartment necessarily because your roommate may be obnoxious. But maybe if they would have looked more into it, or actually had like maybe some kind of legislation, they could have provided him with like psychological counseling, or maybe talked with all the roommates and see why he was causing the problems or being obnoxious.
Any other people? All right. That works. Testing.
So,
It's just like these are both bad, but only this one works. And then, yeah.
I just want to point out this was a man that was actually going to counseling. His counselor knew that he was a risk to other people. So it's not as though he didn't seek help, and his parents also knew about this. So it's not like no one knew this was going to happen. He just kind of snapped. I don't think this could have been prevented by any measure. But I do want to point out that our school actually gives out free counseling to all of us. We get 3 sessions a year, I think. So we actually do have legislation that does that. But as I said, it didn't really help in this case, unfortunately. So, yeah.
Anyone else, guys? Anyone else? Current events. That's a huge one. Yes.
I think the most important thing about this story is the fact that this kid, like what this man was saying, Chris, is that he was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. Yes, there was known. Mild Asperger's. And I think this brings a bigger issue to light about our mental health issue, like our relationship with mental health issues in America, and the fact that he was able to buy these guns and all the ammunition legally. Like, he didn't go through any shady deal. He just went to a store. They checked him out. And he was like, yeah, sure. And even though they knew he was at risk for it, he was still able to buy the guns. And I think that's the story here, not any, like, anything else, really. I think everything else was just collateral damage. Yeah. Sandy Hook also had Asperger's.
That's a good point. Oops. All right. Anyone else? Okay. I think UC Santa Barbara is at this moment devastated, and so I think they had to let it out. And I think there's like a team of counselors actually at that school right now. So, anything else? Would anyone want to? And also, would you like to make an announcement? Any other current events before announcements? Any current events? Okay. Thank you, everyone. And yes, go ahead. We'll start.
Thank you.
Hey guys, so did you guys like see me almost fall and break my neck up there? That was entertaining. So I'm a volunteer for hospice. My name is Samantha, and I have a volunteer coordinator. And does anybody know what hospice is? Do you guys know what that is? It's like helping like end of life care. So it's like if someone's near the final stages of their life, it makes them more comfortable. Like hospice volunteers make them more comfortable so that they're not alone in the process. It helps. Let's say I have a grandmother who's really sick and she's gonna die soon, and I'm the caregiver, and it's taking a personal toll on myself. So if I were a hospice volunteer, I could relieve. Well, I wouldn't relieve my own duties, but like I would relieve the responsibilities of a caretaker so that they can be more comfortable. Or I actually had a patient who was a dementia patient, and she lived in a retirement home or a nursing home, and it was really cool. I got to go hang out with her. I got to like color, and crazy people are really interesting, and they're actually not crazy, but anyways, hospice is a wonderful thing to get involved with if anybody's looking for extracurricular activities, things to volunteer with. My volunteer coordinator meets with me once a month to check in, give me in-services, to get all my paperwork for documentation. I stay up to date on all my shots so I don't like get TB and like pass it to patients and stuff. But if anybody is interested, I would love to give you a flyer and get you involved with my coordinator. Her name is Christina. She's super flexible. She meets me wherever is most convenient for myself, and getting more volunteers really does make a difference. Is anybody interested?
Talk to her after class.
Okay, I'll be up here at the end of class with flyers.
Excellent.
And I can give you guys all that information. Thanks, guys.
All right, I have to change the battery. They're both brand new batteries, so we can turn on off. Yes, you can test it. They're both brand new.
Hello? Hello?
It takes around 3 minutes to warm up, but it should work both.
Oh, look, in 3 minutes. We might have a job.
My life soundtrack is ratchet. No hodo.
Take my panties off. Boy, take my panties off. Take these panties off. Baby, take these panties off. Take my panties off. Boy, take my panties off. Take my panties off. Baby, take my panties off.
30 minutes before class, we have a video.
I'ma take them off, girl, I'ma take them off. I'ma take them off, girl, I'ma take them off. I'ma take them off, girl, I'ma take them off.
Shit, I'm late. Ah, shit, I don't have my phone. I don't have my work clothes. Jesus is gonna be on my ass. Hold up. When did I start caring what my boss thinks? Shit.
This is just way too much shit at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, thank you.
And I have gray and black clothes. You can wear mine to work. Or you could call in sick.
Can't call in sick, and I'm not wearing your clothes.
Hey. Hey.
I'm
gonna see you tonight, right? It's our 3-week anniversary.
3-week anniversary. White people celebrate everything. I gotta go, okay?
Okay. Hey, by the way, you look great today. Yeah, just so feminine. And
really sexy.
Thanks a lot. Maybe I started caring because my new boss is an anal dick pussy. And I work with too many timely niggas to blame my tardiness on CP time.
Girl, why are you dressed like Chaz Bono? Auditioning for Dancing with the Stars?
Oh, I woke up late at White J's.
Oh, okay. Which one is it?
Hey, fam. Fam? Do I know her?
I looked at it.
Welcome to the Toyota Times sales event. We're looking for something safe with a really smooth ride. He's a very light sleeper. The Camry's safe and has a smooth, comfortable ride.
What
was your name?
23, 24.
Okay, I'm glad you.
Just be honest with them. And be honest with yourself.
Fred! When we first met, I honestly never thought we'd be here. It's crazy. Sometimes you connect with people that you never thought you'd connect with. Beyond the surface. And I really love being your friend. And I appreciate you being that to me from the very beginning. So, can we just say that way?
Here on Lenox Avenue. Coming this summer, 2012.
So, Fred and I are friends, but what about YJ?
You know, Kristen, but I'm ever so happy to have you back in my life.
Oh, how I've missed you, darling.
And I you. And to think that I almost ended up with that quirky Negro woman.
What was her name again?
Joe. Huh. Who knows?
I made a mistake. It should have been White J all along. Am I really gonna just drive to his house looking like, what the fuck? What if he's still mad at me?
You're Jay, and I'm Jay. So together,
We're dynamite! Dynamite!
Or what if we have more in common than I think we do?
Dumb bitch. Dumb bitch? Is you deaf? I don't want you. You left. You see that bridge over there? You jump off. You like breaking hearts? You fuck off!
No way. I can't be the Kim to White J's Eminem. Stop being afraid, Jay. You can do this. I hope White J is cool with me rolling up like a nigga. I can't do this. No. Fight for what you want, Jay. I'm in life with you, Jay.
Jay. What are you doing here?
You? Leslie?
No, it's...
Jennifer Hudson?
No, that's not Jennifer.
Did I get my white ribbon?
No, that's... Wesley.
My name is Leslie.
Her boyfriend just broke up with her. She's here for an emergency session.
He said I was obsessive. But really, he just wants me to be fat. But I won't go back. I'll never go back.
So kind of busy.
Is she gonna be okay?
I don't know. Her boyfriend kind of took her for granted.
I know I've been the most difficult person to be around. I've been insecure, selfish, ungrateful, and other bad adjectives, but through all that, you've been there. Even when I first met you, I was a jerk to you, but you saw past that. Even being around you, I don't feel uncomfortable or weird or awkward. Maybe I've just been scared to admit it, but I really like you. And I want to be around you more.
Jay. I get you.
Kiss her.
Look up.
Oh, okay. We're gonna have to work on this.
So I guess I can bring on that perfect date now.
But I kinda hope they catch us. Anyway.
Keep your eyes closed.
I can't see anything.
So how'd you like the show?
It was amazing.
Now, be honest. Did you like it more than spoken word?
Do I like everything more than spoken word? Yes.
All right. You can open them now.
Oh my god. Oh wait, can I? Oh no, yeah, no.
We can
yeah, no.
fine.
Is that okay? I can touch you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Oh, I love her so much. Oh,
Great.
you're Donald Glover. Did you?
Yeah.
No, you don't understand how excited me. That show was amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, you said you wanted to meet, so.
Can I just say that I love you? Does everybody say that?
No, not everyone.
Am I the first one to say that?
No. He's like, I have a mom.
I want to have your babies, but in a not groupie way.
Okay, cool. I mean, if you listen to the music, I'm not like a big baby haver.
Oh, no,
I know,
it's like everything.
It's like one of my biggest fears.
Oh, I don't want to have your babies, like literally.
I mean, like if we were just to know each other for a while, then I would totally like if I was like, oh, okay, this woman, could be a mother. I don't know what I'm talking. You guys are. Yeah. This is like going way farther.
No, but yeah, like we'll have like mulatto babies, but like having your babies, it would be like they would be awkward, and I would love that. There would be rappers. I rap too.
You rap too?
I don't like
freestyle.
Donald, I love you. Have my babies, but you can't because you're a man. But you don't understand how much I love you, Donald.
None of that, right?
Well, you're amazing.
Oh, thanks. It's cool.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, the show is amazing.
Thank you so much. I really, yeah.
I mean, your whole family is just so talented. I was just blown away. You know, your dad, Lethal Weapon is one of my all-time favorite movies. I mean, like, all of his movies are fantastic. Just, both of you guys, amazing.
Cool. I'll let him know.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
It was great meeting you.
Yeah.
You're really sweet.
You're awesome.
Talk to you later.
Thanks a lot, man. Really cool. Yeah, dude, thanks so much again.
No problem.
Bye.
See you guys. That was cool.
They're just black together.
I thought that was Danny.
No, this is really amazing. Cool. You did. I'm curious right now. Yeah. My name is Jay and I'm awkward and black. Someone once told me those are the two worst things anyone could be. But when you meet someone who likes you for you,
Turn your phone over.
none of that matters.
No settling down. My texts go to your screen. You know better than that. I come around when you least expect me. I'm sitting at the bar when your glass is empty. You thinking that the song's coming on to tempt me. I need to be alone like the way you left me. You start calling, you start crying. I come over
thanks for the technical help. All right, guys. We're going to go awkward to sexuality, okay? If you want, you can stop me 30 minutes before class to go to, I want to show a new documentary called A Place at the Table, if we have time, okay? All right, everyone take a sheet of paper, divide it in half. On one side, put your gender down. On one side, put your gender down. And again, now we're getting into the deep. We're at the end of class, so now we can go like hardcore theory and hardcore like anthro, like kind of women's studies. So on one side, put your gender down, and then on the other side, put all the genders of your friends. Okay, put all the genders of your friends, and tell me what makes that gender. So he's transgender because okay. And while you do that, I'm going to show a small clip about hedras. There are no gender. Okay. So on one side, put your own gender, and the other side, put all the genders of your friends. Let's do like 2 minutes.
मेरा नाम विपन्ना गाब्रिएल है। मैं नेटिव प्लेस हैदराबाद की बाजू छोटे से विलेज है, वहाँ पैदा हो गई। तो विलेज में किन्नर इजड़ा क्या कुछ पता नहीं है लोगों के लिए। मेरा 3 भाई 2 बहनें, सब परिवार मेरे परिवार अच्छी तरह से है। मैं लड़कियों के जैसा काम करती हूँ। तो मैंने 9th स्टैंडर्ड तक पढ़ा है तेलुगु मीडियम में। अनेक समस्या आता है, प्रॉब्लम तो काफ़ी प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है फैमिली में। मेरे बड़ा भाई कुछ तंग देना, पिताजी चेना, माँ इमोशनल हो जाती। मेरा पेट में ऐसे बेटा कैसा पैदा हो गए, ये सब लड़की जैसे उसका बिहेवियर कैसे चेंज हो गए। मेरी माँ बार बार इमोशनल होके बीमार पड़ गई। माँ बीमार पड़ने के बाद माँ का देख नहीं पाए। मैं पिताजी गाली देता है माँ को, बड़ा भाई ये इसको तुम्हारी लाड़ से बिगड़ जा रहा। मैं अंदर की एक मेरा फीलिंग सेम लेडी जैसा है। मेरा फीलिंग मैंने कैसे एज मेरा बढ़ते रहा, मेरे फीलिंग भी ऐसे मेरे चेंज होते ही रहा। तो मैं एक तरह का लड़की का जैसा बनूं, तो मैं लड़का का लुक से मुझे इंटरेस्ट होता है। लड़की में माँ बहन बोल सकती हूँ। मैं ऐसे सोचती हूँ किसी की फैमिली में इजड़ा बनना, सारा फैमिली की परिवार को, उनकी पूरे पेरेंट्स को बहुत इमोशनल है। तो इसकी वजह से इन लोग को एक घर में इजड़ा पैदा हुए तो कितना दुखी है। आप सोचो ना,
right.
आप विचार करो तो सारी।
That's a hedra, not a man or nor a woman, not a man nor a woman. Okay. All right, my 2 helpers, if someone can read out your gender, maybe you can use your own paper, read out your own gender, and the other side read out the genders of your friends. December, you tell us.
Like just their names? And
No, not their names. Just your gender and then the genders of friends. No names.
Okay. Female, male, female, female, male, 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 female, female, transgender. I have one transgender.
All right. Any non-gendered? Third space?
No.
No. Anyone else that has a different one from what Miss Summer has? A different one. Okay. So this is why I think a little different is I'm actually an anthropologist, and so I'm teaching this about gender, but I want you guys to know that in different countries, right, there are more than 2 genders, right? Other countries have quite a few genders. And in India, there's a non-gender, right? And they're called hedras. But before I get into that deep theory and that deep ethnography, actually I teach an entire anthropology of Asia class, and where we read the whole book, but we're reading some. Okay, everyone write this down, and Ms. Summer, can you read it? This is called the Kinsey scale. Okay, there was this fellow, a doctor, a professor. He called his name was Alfred Kinsey, And he said that there are multiple multiple sexualities. And he said that all our sexualities are fluid. So write that down in your notes. Fluid. Okay? So he never said that you're straight or gay. He said that it's a fluidity, okay? Ms. Summer, help us out. Tell us, can you read all of them? What's a 0? Tell us what it is. A 1, a 2, a 3.
Okay, from left to right. Exclusively heterosexual behavior, incidental homosexual behavior, more than incidental behavior, equal amount of heterosexual and homosexual behavior, more than incidental heterosexual behavior, incidental heterosexual behavior, and exclusively homosexual behavior.
All right, so do you guys see how it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Now, he makes an argument out for Kinsey. He says that all men are what? 3, bisexual. All women are 3, bisexual. Write that down in your notes, okay? So what he's saying about this class is everyone in this class is bisexual. Do you agree? Are you all bisexual? He says you guys are all 3s. Is that true? No? No? Some of you guys, yeah? No? Okay. He actually was a huge innovator, and if you don't know, he got a lot of death threats in his lifetime. He was popular during the 1950s. Remember, the 50s, okay, where no one actually talked about sex at all, right? It was a very taboo, okay? So he came up with 3 big theories, okay? So write this down. And remember, this is 1950, long time ago. You guys you take for granted what you know now, but this is the first time he said it, okay? He had 3 big theories. 1, this is shocking, ladies, or multiple genders who might identify as ladies. Ladies, one of his arguments is that ladies like to do the wild. Write it down. I went to Catholic school. The wild. Okay, ladies like to do the wild. All right, does anyone know who's gone to Catholic school knows what that means? The wild. What am I saying? Yes. Go ahead. What do ladies like to do? Have sex. Okay, a little louder. Sex! Yes. Write that down. And they enjoy it. Okay? So that was huge. He got death threats. The Catholic Church was on him. The Catholic Church was like, you're crazy. Let's get him off. People tried to take his funding away. That was the first thing. Okay? The second thing, and remember, this was huge because remember, if you're into Christianity, the goal is to have children, and you just want to reproduce and close your eyes and just get that baby out, right? All right. So that's the first thing. The second thing was that he said that males are bisexual or gay. Write it down. All men are gay. All men are gay or bisexual. Write that down. All men are gay and on the grid. Well, he argues. Some of the arguments is that all men are gay. Other arguments is all men are bisexual, right? He specifies males, actually. Very interesting. But people interpret it as women as well, right? But he kind of specified male, okay? Third thing that he said, really, Mr. Christopher, everyone close your eyes, mentally picture your grandparents. Can you all mentally picture, can you have your grandparent in your mind? He said, no matter how old you are, grandparent old, they still like to do the wild. Write that down. Crazy, right? He said grandparents, even though they don't reproduce, right, in the Christian or religious way, right, they still like to do it together, okay? So those are the 3 theories that he's super famous for. People hate him, people love him. People hate him, people love him. Catholic Church, do they love him or hate him? Hate him. Gay community, 1950s, hate him or love him? Elderly community, hate or love him? Love him? Well, kind of love him. I'll get into that. It's really creepy how he came with that elderly argument. Okay. Also, women. Do women love him? Yes, pretty much yes. A lot of feminists go, oh, he's the first one said you guys like to do the wilds. Okay. Okay. The only thing is this. Okay. He was very controversial. There's actually a movie about him called Kinsey. Who's seen that movie? No one? You should watch it. You seen it? Great. What can you tell us about the movie? Okay. So he's controversial, guys. So I'm going to have you guys discuss among yourselves. Mr. Derek, talk to Miss Josie. if you guys believe his theories, okay? Because what he did is he got a lot of grad students, and they covered all over America, and they interviewed people, right? All right, but it was controversial, okay? Number one, he interviewed pedophiles. All right, so that's the main one thing, right? Because he wanted to know about children's sexuality. That is illegal now, right? You just can't do that kind of stuff, okay? Number two, now one of his arguments is all males are gay or bisexual, right? Like most of them, right? See the grid, everyone's around 3, right? Fluidity, right? This is something that he doesn't reveal in his research, okay? And so this is why you're in college. This is why you're in college, because you deeply think, you critically think. He did go into a population that are primarily or all male, and he interviewed them. He did not reveal that in his research. People had to dig it up later. Where is it all male? Captive, all male. Yeah, ladies, if you walk around, you can. Yes, walk around if you can. Yeah. Where is it? All males, guys, where it's captive. Sexuality can only be where?
In prison?
You are correct. Write that down, okay? He did, it wasn't huge, it wasn't a majority, okay? But he did interview prisoners, okay, male prisoners, right? If you are in jail with males, what is your option? Right, so he didn't reveal that in his research. So does that skew how you think of his data? Yeah? Or does that not change? Because it wasn't the majority. It was not. But it was a part of his injury, part of his research. Also the pedophiles, right? Okay. Yes. He interviewed, hundreds and up to thousands of people, right? Well, him as research assistants. He went to jail and he interviewed males, right? And he asked them, what do you like to do in jail sexually, right? Well, a male can only have the option of another male in jail, right? So then, does that change his kind of scale? Some people say no. Some people say no because remember, it was a small percentage. But, if you guys use statistics, every percentage matters, okay? All right, a third thing, a controversy, well, that's one controversy, the jail. The second controversy was actually the prison. The third controversy is, do you guys have your grandparents in your mind right now? Yes. Mental picture grandma? He actually had his research assistants do the wild with elderly people, and he filmed it. Okay, so you actually go to that university in I think it's Illinois. You can watch those videos. It's like a young and a don't be ageist, guys. They really wanted to. Yeah, they enjoyed it. Okay, so anyway, that's how he came up with that theory. Does that invalidate the theory that elderly like to do the wild? Miss Josie? Miss Josie? Yes, go ahead. Yes, Josie?
So it was only with the younger people, not with like old people and old people?
Well, he interviewed them, so everyone, apparently elderly love it with everyone. Yes, thank you, Grandma. All right, guys, does this
Wait,
yes.
Over here.
Yes.
Yo. In the back.
Oh, okay.
What's up?
Yes.
Okay, so I was just wondering, was the research assistant a man or a woman?
Okay, actually, you remind me of something else. Males and women, but actually, this is another controversy.
Did you have like 2?
You all want to get married, right? None of you want to get married. Okay, your generation. Okay.
I do.
Thank you for asking about his research assistant. Does this invalidate his research? He shared a research assistant with his wife in that way, the wild way. Now, does that invalidate his research?
Wait. What does that have to do with it?
Right, does it have anything to do with it, guys? Does it have anything? It has nothing. Does it have anything to do with it? It was a male research assistant, and he himself was bisexual, 3. So does that make a difference to you guys? Does that invalidate his research?
Kind of, yeah.
What? Okay, it's up to you. It's your own opinion. So why do you think it invalidates or validates? Give me some reasons.
Because he might be trying to his belief.
Maybe, right? But again, remember, the homophobia was so crazy back then, right? He really is a savior to many people, right? But again, we're talking about America, guys. If you go to Thailand, go to Singapore, China, it's different sexualities, right? So this is, we're going to go talk about this, but I want to get out of America, out of here, because I don't want to be so, like, simple.
I just.
Oh, I mean, kind of like what he said.
Is it? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Actually, yes.
I just have a question. I don't understand why he says all men are gay or bisexual. Like, I mean, obviously there are gay men and bisexual men, but I don't get why he's saying straight men are also gay or bisexual.
Excellent point. Okay.
Like, I get like the variables.
Excellent.
Evidence, but
all right.
if you talk to every straight man and have like a.
It's his theory. It's his theory, okay? So write this down. His theory is that 10%, merely 10% of males and females are straight. So look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this. Only 10% are purely heterosexual, but only 10% are purely homosexual, which means 80% of the people he's arguing are what? Bisexual, yeah, fluid, right? And it changes in time. And guys, let's get out of America. If you go out of America, you go all over the world. There are many sexualities, many genders, right? So actually, they would probably even critique this because they're like, no, and in our country, there's hedras. They're not male or female, right? So again, I want you guys to think about that. Now we're going to deep theory, right? This is deep theory, and this is very controversial. This is very controversial. Okay, so again, I have no opinion. I want you to deeply think about it. I want you to think about it, okay? Because again, he is loved and hated by a lot of different people. A lot of different people, okay? And you heard all the controversies. Yes?
I don't know if he ever looked into this, but did he ever like look at the differences between like sexual desire versus like even maybe romantic desire? Is that where he could have even gotten his fluidity? Versus, because like, I don't know, when I was thinking about it, I was like, well, maybe looking at the picture where some parts are white and some parts are black and everything, did he associate, well, if someone has maybe like a romantic intention to someone who may be of the opposite sex but not sexual, and then that's where he got, I don't know. That was just a good question.
Very good question. That's an excellent question. I don't know the answer, but that's an excellent question. Okay. All right. So at UCLA, there's actually, do we have a gay newspaper here? Because at UCLA, there's actually a queer newspaper called 10%, right? And it's with the argument that only 10% of humans are homosexual, but that means that's from Kinsey, right? That's from Kinsey, right? And only 10% are straight, and the rest, all of you in here, are fluid, right? You change in time, okay? And so you see that even at UCLA, you still have the historical remnants of Kinsey, right? People love him and they hate him, okay? All right, so this is another way to look at it, okay? And one of the things I always get a critique, and there's a major critique, is asexuality. Write that down. There's people who feel nothing for nobody. Write that down. Because that's a critique, right? That's a critique. There are asexuals, maybe in our room, okay? All right, there's also other theories that say that we are so different in terms of gender and DNA, that we have 210 students, there are 210 genders and sexualities in our room, okay? So I've read stuff like that, okay? And again, it's not for me to decide, it's for you to decide, okay? But there are people who argue that every single person has a different gender and sexuality that's different from someone else. That's why you're in college, right? you're gonna, all right. But let's go even deeper, okay? So let's do the first one. All right. Someone read biological sex. Male, go ahead, read it.
Oh, he wants to read it.
It's Josie. Mr. Remy, thank you. Okay. Yeah, male, intersex, female.
Okay. You just want me to read like...
Just one, yes.
Okay. Biological sex, body at birth, combination of chromosomes, and...
What? It's new battery.
What's the other mic?
Where's the other one? All right, and please, everyone, write this down on your notes. Write the full thing on your notes. Okay, so write the whole thing on your notes. Because they actually disagree with Kinsey, and these are another 8 reasons why they disagree. Go ahead.
Biological sex, body at birth, combination of chromosomes, genitals, and hormonal makeup.
All right, so guys, are there not people who are born with both genitals? Yeah. Okay, so you can make a biology majors, bio majors, you know you can make a biological argument, right? Okay, but what about the people in between male and intersex? What about people between intersex and female? There are people who have different degrees, okay? Some people are externally female, but internally they're male. Some people are externally male, but internally female, okay? Also, some people, they also critique, another one is identity. When you wake up in the morning, what do you identify as? Can someone read it?
Gender identity, internal sense of my gender. Is that what you wanted?
All of them, male, transgender.
Oh, male, transgendered female.
All right, and the critique about that is, it's totally American, guys. You leave this place, you leave this classroom, you go to Mexico, you go to Nigeria, they're just going to laugh in your face. Because I remember when transgender that term was invented, okay? And guess what, guys? When you're 30, they're going to invent all these new terms, okay? But again, that's right now in vogue, right? In vogue right now. So now it's male, transgender. So it's what you feel. What you feel, okay? How do you identify? All right, let's do role, okay? Another people say that this Kinsey's completely wrong. How do you act? How do you act? Mr. Chris, can you read it?
Gender role / expression. What I do, how I present, clothes, hair, and cosmetics. Masculine, androgynous? Androgynous, sorry. And feminine.
All right, and then other people say, well, actually, it's your how do I feel? Am I attracted biologically to? Mr. Chris, go ahead.
Sexual orientation, who I am attracted to romantically, emotionally, or sexually. Heterosexual, pansexual / bisexual, homosexual.
All right, again, remember, the critique is there's no asexuality, and also, does anyone know what pansexual is? Pansexual, right? Yes, what is pansexual? Scream it out, or pass it back. Yes. Guys, there are people, how about you just attracted people who have the same, cool spirit, right? Does it have to be a male, female, transgender, whatever, right? So there's pansexual, okay? Or actually, people even go farther. They say inanimate objects, right? Animals. There's people going farther than pan. They mean pan as in everything in this room, pan, okay? All right, let's do the next one. Mr. Chris?
Sexual behavior, with whom I choose to be sexual. Heterosexual, pansexual, homosexual. Pansexual / bisexual, sorry.
All right, and sexual identity?
How I view myself. Heterosexual, pansexual / bisexual, and homosexual.
And again, it's like, what if you are biologically attracted to a female, but you just think of yourself as straight? I'm straight, okay? Or sometimes I dress up as a man. Okay, so again, these people, and again, for every single one, there's maybe 1,001 books on that theory set, right? So this is just another 9 critiques on Kinsey, right? And this is just in America, guys, just in America. Anthro majors, you know, when we leave America, all this stuff is void. Okay, all this stuff is void. It's totally different countries. Okay, so I want you to even broaden your mind even further than what we have, okay? For instance, right now, it's popular in women's studies, and again, I'm not saying I agree or disagree, right? These are just theories. Right now, it's very, very popular for gender role, okay? This is actually one of the more popular theory sets. Her name is Judith Butler. She's one of those star, gender theorists. And she says, guys, that you are just acting. Her theory is we're all performing. We perform femaleness or maleness. And she says there's nothing innate. Okay, so that's right now is in vogue. Okay, if you want to know what's happening. Okay. All right, but let's get out of it. Let's get out of America, guys. Let's get out of America. All right, let's pass it. And Mr. Chris, pass it to the person to your right to help me with the awkward black girl. Yes, can you read it? Yes. And what's your name?
Ashley.
Ashley, if you can read it.
Global genders. Australia and New Zealand, you can put an X for indeterminate gender, maintaining a different sex/gender identity. A passport may now be issued in an applicant's preferred sex/gender of male, female, or X, indeterminate, unspecified, without the need to amend these details on your birth or citizenship record.
Excellent. Thank you, Ms. Ashley. So here you have people who are X. Australia has an X passport. Do we have an X passport? No. Okay, but other countries do, right? Australia and New Zealand have an X, right? You don't know. We don't know, right? That's an entire country of millions of people deciding this, right? So again, that's outside of Kinsey, outside of our 10,000 theory sets, another country, how they do it, okay? And again, this is something some people want, because who wants to go into the medical profession? All right, you guys, you know that if you're in the hospital, you have like 72 hours, right? Because there are babies born with like kind of both genitals, a smaller one and a bigger one. Usually parents have a window of 72 hours to decide, right? And then something gets snipped, right? Or whatever, right? Or tucked or something, right? So again, is it better their way to do it? We don't know. Let's just wait, okay? All right, Ms. Ashley, can you read it?
Balkans. Women who work and live as men but stay virgins their entire lives.
Ladies, gentlemen, are these men? They act like a man. Their life is asexual, right? Are they a man? They're actually treated like men, too, higher stature than women. Are they men? Yes, go ahead.
I would say yes. Because I believe that it wouldn't matter if you're a virgin or not, if you're still considered a man.
And they act like a man?
Yeah. So.
But they don't have any sexual, they're asexual.
Yeah.
Excellent, thank you. So guys, we have one student says they are men. Although biologically born women, but everyone around them gives them a higher stature, and they know that they're biologically women, but they act like men. They're asexual in their personality, but they are viewed as men. Is that a man? Director, is that a man? Okay. Whole life, okay? So that's why one of the props are taken from anthropologists. It's really different. Yes?
Well, if you define men and women as like their gender roles or the general expression, then I guess you could see
Yes.
a man, but like you said, it's all based, it's like subjective.
But could their internals be a male? We don't know, right? Could some people have the internal male, but external female?
Yeah, I mean, like as far as like the Balkans go,
Okay.
I mean, if you define man as being the traditional, like acting like a man, dressing like a man, looking like a man,
Okay.
then I guess you'd be a man, but
Okay.
it all depends.
Excellent points. Okay. All right, Thailand. Can you read that? Thailand?
Pathways or ladyboys in Thailand, born male but not male.
All right, guys. Who's been to Thailand? Raise your hand. I've been to Thailand. Okay. Have you seen, right? Have you been to those shows where they have kind of, they're not males. Have you seen these shows? Yeah. Right? They do kind of like pop songs, right? They do like Madonna and stuff, right? Yeah, it's like they're beautiful. It's like the most stunning women. They're like, the only thing is that big Adam's apple that comes out. But other than that, it's like they're stunning. They're stunning women. They're like the most beautiful women you ever to see, and the most feminine women you ever saw in your life, right? Actually, they're in Thailand and actually respected in a way, more than the U.S. Okay, but is that a woman? Is that a woman? Biologically does have a penis, but is that a woman? Okay. Definitely. She's more feminine than any of us in her. All right. X-gender. Germans. All right. Miss Ashley, can you read it? Or Mr. Chris?
X-gender. Germans no longer have to classify their kids as male or female.
All right, guys. Do you want that for your kid? Do you want, you guys, okay, some of you, maybe the millennials, you won't have kids, but the ones who want to trek into the area, when you have kids, do you want them not to be classified by gender and weight? Up to them? Well, usually the hospital makes you, but then. Okay. All right. So in Germany, you don't have to classify your children as female and male. What do you think about that? Mr. Chris, you have it right there. What do you think about that?
I don't think it's a terrible idea. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, that's just about everything I have to say about that.
Okay. All right. So Anne Fausto Sterling is a superstar. Okay. She says that there are actually 5 sexes. Write it down. Okay. She says there's males, females, merms, firms, and herms. Okay. Guys, I think you know what a male is. I think you know what a female is. What is a merm? What is a merm? Yes. Well, male on the outside, but what's on the inside? Male on the outside, but biologically, what's on the inside? Ovaries, yes. There are men or males who have ovaries, actually. Right? And so firm are female on the outside, but male on the inside. Okay? This is biologically true. She can biologically prove this to you because there are males who walk around with a genitalia of a male internally, but internal it's all women, all female hormones, all female ovaries. Okay? And of course, what's a herm? What's a firm? Sorry, H, herm. They have what? Both. Okay? So she can actually prove this, guys. She can biologically prove this, that there are that many biological differences among us. And again, she's like a superstar, okay? So yeah, again, this is a whole entire theory set. All right, so now let's go to Indians, okay? In India, okay? I kind of want to show like a little clip by Aziz. No? Okay, because I'm really into comedy, okay? So hopefully this works, okay? Kind of a comedy nerd, okay? This is good for your generation. Let's see. I think this is what you guys
Standards are at
feel.
an all-time low.
Okay. You guys are not getting married.
But imagine if marriage didn't exist, and you're a guy and you ask a woman to get married. Imagine what that conversation would be like. You'd be like, hey, so, you know, we've been hanging out together all the time, spending a lot of time together and everything. Yeah, I know. I want to keep doing that till you're dead. What? I want to keep hanging out with you till one of us dies. Put this ring on your finger so people know we have an arrangement. Who's that guy? It's a priest. I want you to swear to God you won't back out of this deal. What's he wheeling in? It's a cake with 2 tiny dolls that look like us. Eat a slice. Now feed a little bit to me. And this is really strange. Why are we doing this? Tax purposes.
He's on Parks and Recs. All right, guys. Let's see. If only we could just listen to comedy all day. All right, chapter 1. What gender do they usually perform? So chapter 1 talks about hydras, okay? What gender role? So they're not men and they're not female, but what gender role do they perform? Go yes.
Sorry, this is about like the last slide about the herm and merm and whatever.
Yes.
So does a merm have periods? This is a serious question. Like, does he have periods?
Generally, sometimes they're not. I have not read enough on that to give you a great biological answer. So I'm going to pass on that. I don't know. I can show you someone. Okay. Images. Oh no, wait. See my. Darn it. Go back. I'll let's see. There's actually I'll bring it up on the second maybe the next chapter. Who's my athletes? Okay. There is a very famous athlete coming out of Africa. I forget what country, and they give her a gender test every single time she does it. I want to say her name, Caster Semenya. Is it Caster? Is she a man or woman, guys? Is she a man or woman? And athletes, I want you guys to give me a comment because she has hormone levels off the chart, right? Way higher than a normative woman, okay? So we're talking herm territory, right? Does she have a right to compete against you? Identity, female. Is she a man or woman? No, I didn't say that. But they have tested her again and again. Her hormones levels are much higher than a typical woman. As a woman, only a woman. External is a woman, but internal, there have been some male. Well, the women don't want to compete against her. The athletes don't want to compete against her. They say it's not fair. Okay, they're not good enough. She has trained, yes, but the women have refused to. Some women athletes have refused to run against her because the distance is way different. Remember, if you have more testosterone, right, or a certain hormone, it does give you. She has been tested, and it does. She has higher than other. They test her each time because they keep thinking that she's a male. Okay, so again, I think it's really a difficult question. Okay, all right, guys, let's go back. Thank you for that question. Okay. All right, so the gender that they usually perform is femaleness. Write this down. Okay. What gender are hedras? They're neither man nor woman. Write that down. They're neither man nor woman. Okay. Crucial. Okay. Don't say they're gay. Okay. That's American. Okay. They would not agree with you. Don't say they're transvestites. Males who dress up. That's not true. They are not transvestites. Right. They would not agree with you. Don't say they're third sex or fourth sex like they would say in Thailand. Third sex, fourth sex, fifth sex. Right. Don't say they're performing, okay? It is their culture. They're not a man and they're not a woman, okay? It is considered another space, a gender. Yes?
Okay, so like he doesn't have any...
Hedras do have male parts.
Are
They do not. Some chop, some do not chop. Yeah. I mean, keep it or don't keep it, okay? All right, so hedras tend to live together, so write that down. They perform femaleness. That is their performance, okay? But do they say they're female? No. Do they say they're male? No. Very important. Don't put your American eyes on this because you're going to be led astray, okay? All right, hedra roles, okay? Miss Ashley or Miss Riz, you got it, can read it. Who has the mic? Miss Summer, read it. Or anyone who can read it quick, louder.
Right,
Yes.
One, giving respect giving respect for giving blessings to have further children. 2, marriages. Do you want me to read all of it?
Yes, all of it.
What is the ritual of reversal that the hedras perform? 3, legitimate weddings. 4, story. A man did not let hedras in during his grandson's birth and kicked the hedras out. His grandson later died from the curse. And 5, Indian people treat hedras with mockery and fear.
And also respect, so write that down. Also, they are all respected. Again, if you don't know anything about, we have had a torturous relationship with gender in the United States. If you don't know what happened to Matthew Shepard, he was a gay man that they beat up and he was put against a wall, right? And again, this would never happen in India. This would never happen because in their culture, institutionalized, there is a space for not males or not females, okay? So that's something I want you to think of. Get out of America. I want you to think about other cultures, and maybe they do it better. Maybe they do it better because they don't have hate crimes like we have hate crimes, like in terms like, quote, like transvestites or something, right? Or homosexuals. Again, these are not homosexuals or transvestites, although people say that, it's not true, okay? So 1, they're given respect. They are given respect by their country, right? Which India will be the most populated, over 1 billion people, okay, on the planet, okay? 2, they officiate marriages, so they bless the bride, okay? That's respectful. If you have someone blessing the bride or your child that's born, that's a sign of respect, okay? 3, there's a ritual reversal, which means what hedras do is they go to weddings and they actually make fun of the groom because the groom is usually like really rich, right? He's like super rich. And the bride is kind of like poor. And so what he does is he like makes fun of the groom side to elevate the bride side, okay? And that's how they lower the tension, okay? Also, the legitimate weddings, okay? And religious in their belief system. So write that down. Very important, right? It's in their religion. In Hinduism, there's a space for people that are not males or females. Okay, we'll talk about that next class. Okay, so again, this is something I want you to think about. I want you to get out of America. I want you, if you be respectful of other people's beliefs. This is their belief. Okay, and it's interesting. This is something that again, are you going to have hate crime towards homosexuals in India? No. Okay. Yes. Right. So it's like, well, it is some kind of like making fun of them, but it's not to the point of Matthew Shepard where people will beat you up and kill you, right? And so it is both respected in the religion because it's in Hinduism, right? But also some people make fun of them, but not to any degree of hate crime, right? So way better than the United States, way better. Okay. So you probably don't want your daughter to be, or your son to be a Hijra, right? But if they are, you're not going to kill them. You're not kicking them out, right? Okay. Yes?
So only men could be Hijras?
Only biological males, in general, yes. Okay. But again, we don't know what they're internal. They could be a herm. They could be a firm. Like, we don't know what's internally going on, right? But it's legitimate. It's in a religion, okay? And respected in a way, okay?
Actually was a female that she couldn't menstruate. Like, there was a girl who couldn't menstruate, and I think they didn't mention about checking her out, but she ended up becoming a Hijra. So I guess that would be firm.
It's a open fluid. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's something I want you guys to think about. Get out of America. Okay. So it's interesting, right? How other cultures, in particular, I want to. If I were to do my Anthropology of Asia lecture, I would say that in Asia, the tolerance towards homosexuals is not fully 100%, but in comparison to the West, it's much better. Okay, so a lot of people ask me that. Okay, it seems like, because if you read the kind of the Anglo literature on like queer studies on Asia, they always say Asia's like this utopia, Asia this wonderland. Everyone's accepting of homosexuals and lesbians. Probably, if you globally compare, it is the best. If you compare, right? But do some Asians want their children to be homosexual? Not always, okay? But it's still the best if you compare, right? Sometimes you can get stoned to death, right, for being, homosexual, right? So I want you to think about that, okay? Actually, I was prepping I have a son who's 8 years old, and I was like, I'm going to do a lecture today on Hijras, and he's like, Mom, if I was gay, would you still love me? And I'm like, of course, I don't even care, okay? All right, so all I care is that we're all from Africa, okay? Race theory, okay? All right, we're evolved from Africa, okay? All right, hashtag anthro-parents. All right, true Hijras. Can someone read it? Mr. Chris, Summer? Okay. Eunuch? All right. So, actually, Ms. Summer, not only are Hijras completely, I would say, in comparison to the U.S., very respected, right, or the West, right, or particularly in the Middle East, right. But actually, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh have the same Hindu philosophy, so they also respect the Hijra as well. Okay, so they are not eunuchs. Eunuchs are who's from China? Who's from China? Anyone from China? Okay. All right, guys, eunuchs. Does everyone know what a eunuch is? Okay, Mr. Angel, this is what happened. Let's say you're in a Chinese war with the other ethnic Chinese, right? Quote unquote, imaginary Chinese, right? You are on the losing side, right? So what the king would do is he would gather all the males, right? And he'd chop up your what? He would chop up your genitals, and then he would take hot tar and sand and like dirt and like grass and then stuff it into that gaping hole of blood that was rushing out. They mostly died, okay, in China, right? But in the end, if you watch The Last Emperor, the eunuchs they were released from the kind of palace. They all had little boxes. What was in the little boxes, guys? Yes, it was their they mostly died, but the eunuchs that lived, they got returned their little box of their, yeah. All right, so please do not think of Hedras as eunuchs, okay? Eunuchs, long history, they're not eunuchs. They are not intersex. They're not man and female. They're not hermaphrodites, okay? Do not get yourself out of the U.S., guys. We're in India now. India, they have a space. It's legitimated. In their religion, it's legitimated, okay? It's in their religion, okay, that there are people that are not man or female. So I really want you guys to know that, okay? All right, let's do chapter 4, okay? All right, do we have time to show a video a little bit? No? Do we have time? 10 minutes? Let's show 10 minutes, okay? So we have a huge problem in America called poverty, right, and starvation. And it has a gender, so I want to talk a little about it. Why is it not playing? It was playing earlier. Little cone? This one? Okay, thank you. And this is very relevant for Riverside and San Bernardino. And guys, before you leave, please take your essays, okay?
Who's gonna take my hand, show me the way? Who's gonna take my hand, show me the
My husband.
Since the last time the train came through, you got my ticket and I'm going to go.
Alright, this is my treehouse. This is my table that I built, and this is the carpets that I found in our shed, and so I just put it in here. And sometimes I sit here when I'm like sad or if I'm angry, if I get a bad grade in one of my classes because I'm not doing really good.
Our home is a two-family unit. I mean, my daughter lives with us and her family, and my husband. You're finding out more and more that the kids come back to the parents and they live, and that's about how you make it.
I work at the Cattleman's Grill. I've never received government assistance, but I went down there and I was going to try to get food stamps. They turned me away. My paycheck is about $120 every 2 weeks. So, it's hard.
My husband, he works for St. Mary's Hospital, and I'm working now too. So we're over the limit for help. We've got 7 people in our family, so you make your food stretch. We've been without vegetables for a while. We do run out of milk. We eat dry cereal. You know, you have to live the best you can. You've got to make things stretch nowadays. It's not easy.
Sometimes we run out of food, so we try to figure out something. Probably ask friends for food. We get really hungry and our tummies just growl, and sometimes I feel like I'm going to barf because it feels bad. But I don't really know what to do.
You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship you.
The title of the message this morning is Church and Community. The church should always be in the community. And I believe what we're doing is exactly what Jesus would have us to do, and is exactly what he's doing in the world today. Jesus was involved in those around him. Jesus fed 5,000. We fed 5,000 here in the not too distant past.
Hunger is an issue in our community. One of the ways we found that the need is greater than we thought was on Wednesday nights, we started preparing a meal for anyone who wants to come. and we had no idea what to expect. And now we have between 80 and 120 that we'll feed a hot meal to every Wednesday. So it is a bigger problem that we're aware of.
I think when people hear the term hunger, they still imagine a skinny, undernourished human being. They see the pictures of famine victims from sub-Saharan Africa. That's the image that we carry around.
If you're comparing hunger in America to hunger of the most grinding kind, then no, I mean, people are not dying of hunger in the same way here that they are in Africa. But that's about the best that you can say.
It's a problem that people are ashamed of acknowledging. Our own government is ashamed of acknowledging it from my point of view, and you just kind of, we're in denial about it, I think.
Hunger is right here in the United States. It could be right next door, and you would never know because people are too afraid to talk about it. Hold on tight. Layla, watch your shoe. Being where I'm from, there's so many expectations of these girls just have kids, drop out, do drugs, you know, things like that. I don't want to be that person. Since August, I lost my job. I had to get on public assistance to be able to have some type of income coming into the house. What's that? Train coming. My dream is to go to college. If I go to school, it's an investment in my future. But at the same time, I'm struggling so much every day to be able to even feed my kids every day. So it's really hard to make that decision now. Like, I can't tell my kids, okay, I'm going to school, so in 2 years, we're gonna be fine. I can't tell them, yeah, I'll make sure you guys eat in 2 years. All my life, I know what it's like to eat oodles and noodles 7 days a week, 3-4 times a day, because that's all we had, and cans of Chef Boyardee. And when I had my children, I said I would never, ever let them taste it, just because that was my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But life brings you situations and circumstances, and it's up to you to be able to deal with it and find a way to get through it.
A survey from the U.S. Department of Agriculture reports 1 in 6 Americans say they don't have enough to eat. Last year, nearly 30% of U.S. families were classified as food insecure.
Food insecurity is this idea that you don't know where your next meal is coming from. You have no idea how you're going to manage to find that food or afford that food. And when 50 million Americans don't have that power, that's a very dark indication indeed of where we are.
Memorize it, 1132. And guys, please write down your notes. 1 in 3 Americans are food insecure. That's not in Africa, China, Nigeria, etc. 1 in 3 Americans are food insecure, okay? 1 in 6, excuse me, 1 in 6. Did it say 30% was the thing? Anyway, let's talk about this later, next class. Wonderful class, guys. Really deep. We had some hard theory today, so great. And it's up to you to decide what you want to believe in. Okay. Yeah, right there, yes.